Hello YouTube, all of my watchers and viewers. So this video is called How to Deal with Emotional Turmoil. As you see, I'm taking a walk. I actually had no idea I'm gonna record this video 5 minutes ago. It just spontaneously came to me as I was feeling emotions and some emotional turmoil inside of me as well. And I thought, well, actually this is a good topic. It's a good topic to record a video on because let's face it, we all have emotions and they can be very intense at certain points. So how do you deal with that? How do you deal with this kind of intense emotions that can arise within you? Well, the first important piece that I find, let me sit down. First important piece, not a good bench. The first important piece that when it comes to this kind of inner work, just being able to handle the more intense emotions, is to realize that no matter how intense the emotions are, you're gonna be okay. And you don't have to take my word for it. You can just look at your life. You've had times in your life where you have felt very intense emotions, and yet you're still here. You might have been deeply depressed, you might have been suicidal, you might have had heartbreak, you might have had heartache, whatever you call it. You had it all, and yet here you are, watching this video. So the very first thing that's very important is that no emotion will destroy you. It might feel like it destroys you, it might feel like you're going to get split into a million pieces, there might be lots of pain, but you are okay, all amidst that storm. That's really important, because when we're in it and it feels like we are being torn apart, our heart's breaking open, there's lots of pain, we just want it to stop, we tend to close our physiology. You can see it in our physiology. It's like in this area we tend to tense, we tend to protect and all of that. Well, while that might give temporarily relief, it doesn't really solve the problem, because emotions come and go, they pass through you. That's the nature of emotions, and trying to control them is actually counterproductive. And that's funny, because it's what we have been taught. Let me let that bicycle, it's a cool bike, man. Let me actually pause the video. Well, anyways, I just had to help that bike actually. I was looking for something. So when we believe that we're gonna get swept away and we have to control it, we try everything in our power to do that, and by that we actually are counteracting what's really needed for us, which is staying open and letting pass, feeling it full. But how can you feel it fully when you're afraid? Well, you just start where you're at. So when you're afraid, it's okay. Feel that. Feel it. Be present to that. Breathe into it. That's something that I've found very, very useful, is just breathing into whatever sensations you have in your body. And the sensations that you feel, they're usually, I mean, just think about it, when you have to feel an intense emotion, where is that emotion located? It usually is somewhere in the upper body. It's somewhere in your chest, somewhere here, in your tummy sometimes, maybe you feel something in your throat. I've never met anyone who's like, yeah, it's like my big toe is hurting or something like that because I'm so angry. I mean, who knows, maybe that exists. But generally it's in this area, so paying attention to feeling it, staying open to it, and just letting it be there. That's really what's it. It's very simple. It's a very simple thing, but lots of people, they do the exact opposite. The other thing that comes to me when I think about emotions is that we have somewhat a skewed view of emotions, that they're bad, they're harmful. But when you actually look at what an emotion is, it's a sensation. That's all it is. It's a sensation in your body. It's an energy in your body. And then there comes a label on top of it that says I don't want that. This is good. This is too much. But it's that label on top of it that makes it into something more than it actually is. When you just look at it, when you just feel there's a sensation, it might be tightness, it might feel painful, but it's just a sensation. It's a sensation in your body. So what's the big deal? What's the big deal? Now don't get me wrong, I'm very compassionate and empathize when you are in this state, because I've experienced them myself, where you feel deep distress and all of that, and hopelessness and all. But it's useful to separate what's actually happening physiologically and what's actually put on top of stories and things that we make up. So we have a sensation, and then there's a whole story of I can't survive, I can't deal with this and all of that, but that's a story. So bringing awareness to that and just feeling has greatly helped me. And that's where the growth really is. When you walk through life, that's practice. When I walk through life and I feel like, ooh, I'm tensing, I'm closing here in this area, just take a breath, stay open, notice it, let it be there. That's all. There's nothing to it. There's no more to it. Just notice it, breathe, stay open to it. Now you might stay open, breathe into it and all of that in order to try and get rid of it. So it's like kind of a trick of the mind again. It's like, okay, right, I learned this, so if I'm gonna do this, it's gonna pass. So I'm just gonna be with you, so you little fucker, you're gonna pass. Well, that's not it. You're actually still resisting. It's just another layer of resistance where you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna be with it so it passes. It's about being okay. And this might take some time, I don't know. Being okay with whatever is. Being okay with the emotion as it is in the moment. And being okay with it being there. So give it a try. Give it a try to stay open, to breathe into it, to feel it. And see what happens. I'm just a guide right now, pointing you in a certain direction. Because I've heard those things before myself, but it only starts to make sense when you start to experience it. And it may take some time till you realize, oh right, there's more resistance. That's just another layer of resistance, disguised as a help, disguised as a way of dealing with it. And even in the word help, it's like, okay, I need help so I can get out of it. It's just, it's a slight way of resisting what is happening. Now, knowing that I have resistance and that resistance can come up, it still does, and that's okay. It's okay that it's there. Because I know in the end, otherwise we just put resistance on top of resistance on top of resistance. It's an endless circle. It's an endless circle, and it doesn't end. It's like a loop, and it just keeps spiraling and spiraling and spiraling and spiraling. So just step back. Step back. So I'm going to leave it here. I might do another one around this, because I just thought about there's, you know, the whole labeling and story and all that, and the voice in our head that tells us certain things. There's a whole other part about that, but it's a long enough video for now, and maybe I'll do another one of those. Anyways, take care, subscribe if you like it, share it if you like it, comment. I'm here if you have any questions to answer. If you want a video that I record on a topic, just let me know. I'm here to be of service to whoever wants it. Anyways, love you lots, take care.